this entire meeting, we're going to understand what is meant by resilience as a concept and how do we develop resilience as a whole. So I'm going to give you tips a little by little in the middle of throughout the course of the entire meeting. And today's theme of the day is very similar to word of the day, resilience. It is called as tough as nails. So it's an idiom which means again it is used to represent a person, which means he is very resilient. It means very strong and resilient in the face of difficulties. So we can say that the people in the Indian subcontinent are tough as nails. I'll tell you the reason in the course of the meeting. Why did I say this one? This is the usage of using the idiom tough as nails. Tough as nails is very similar to word of the day, resilience. So as the speakers and the audience, as the speakers and the audience, you have one duty today. So you what that is, you need to use word of the day and theme of the day. Where whatever the speech you have been called for, either it is prepared speeches or it is the table topic speeches, try to incorporate the word of the day resilience or the theme of the day tough as nails in your speeches. And whenever a speaker uses the word of the day or the theme of the day, as an audience, what you need to do, you need to applaud. And one more thing is that right now, I am very happy to see so many people in the offline mode. One more thing you need to remember is that in the online mode, one thing which is forgotten is that whoever is giving the transition, for example, I'll be handovering the stage to general evaluator next. So I need to shake hands and then leave. So whoever is handovering the other person, he has to shake the hands and then hand over. So that's the very important protocol that we need to follow. So we'll ensure that we follow that protocol throughout the meeting. Why it is said as a reminder is because right now we are in the transition mode from online to majority of offline. So to support me in this entire meeting, I have a person called General Evaluator. So today's General Evaluator role is going to be played by Toastmaster Sriram. Toastmaster Sriram.
Karthik, hello?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, can you please come closer to the mic?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the reminder. Toastmaster Sriram works as the product head in Secured Solutions. Secured Solution is primarily works on providing the data security solutions based on Azure technology. Toastmaster Sriram is the past president of Madras Toastmaster Club, and he is the YLP coordinator. His hobbies are listening to music, and he is very passionate to network with like-minded people. Now I invite General Evaluator Toastmaster Sriram to explain his role and to introduce his team. Over to Sriram. Thank you, Very good morning, all. You hear me often? Yes.
Sriram, sir, can you please come closer to the mic?
Yeah. Now it's good.
Is able to hear me now?
Yes, now it is better.
So very good morning, all. Like Toastmaster Karthik said, I am the general evaluator for today. So being an evaluator for today, my role here is to evaluate all the conduct the evaluation aspect of today's meeting. Additionally, I also have a core and an extended team to support me. The core team comprises of timer, accounter, and grammarian. Now, each of this role has a lot of importance. In fact, I can say that evaluation is a very important aspect in day-to-day life. How many of you have seen now evaluations or come across, apart from Toastmasters, any examples? Yeah.
Feedbacks, corporate feedbacks.
Exactly. Good point. So one important thing I can say, presidential election, whatever the US presidential address that's happening, each and every speech is being evaluated before it is delivered. And there is a group of Senate people who actually review that. Even the day-to-day newspaper, what we get in the morning, 5 o'clock, it is the collective effort of all the reporters, and each report is being evaluated before it is published. And So such a very important evaluation aspect, and we need to really give a lot of importance. And hopefully, in professional life is also important. And not only that, in our personal life, whatever you feedback you give to your spouse in terms of whatever you give, that's also now you have to give the evaluation in a proper way. And we call it sandwich technique. I think people can get to know more as we speak. Okay. So to help me in this tag roles, I have a timer as Toastmaster Jacob. Before I call on stage, let me introduce him. Yeah. So Toastmaster Jacob is actually working as a project coordinator for RR Dona and having 9 years of experience in graphics design. His hobbies are reading books and listening to music. He's interested in reading crime novels, cooking, and watching movies. He would like to take time and enjoy traveling where he has never been. What do you, Toastmaster Jacob?
Good morning, for Toastmasters and guests. My role is a timer. As a timer, I'll count the time that taken by all the speakers. The time limit for the speeches is, for the icebreaker, the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. I'll show green at 4 minutes, amber at 5 minutes, and red at 6 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. For the prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show green at 5 minutes, amber at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. For the table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show green at 1 minute, amber at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. For the evaluation session, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show green at 2 minutes, amber at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. For the speakers using PPT, I'll pin the color of the timer cards in the chat window at the respective time intervals. All the best to all the speakers. At the end of the meeting, I'll submit my report to the general evaluator. Thank you. And
Thanks. Next, I call Accountant Toastmaster Naveen. Is he online? Naveen?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So can you please read the roles and responsibilities of Accountant?
Yeah, sure. Greetings, fellow Toastmaster and guest. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds.
Sorry, Naveen, one thing. Before I just want to read your introduction part. Sorry for that. Naveen is currently staying at Kanjipuram and working as business analyst in Standard Chartered Bank. His hobbies include music, watching movies, and he's a stock market enthusiast. Great news. What do you, Naveen?
Okay. Greetings, fellow Toastmaster and guest. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pass filter by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Naveen. Next, I call our grammarian, Toastmaster Rahul. Yeah, please come on stage. So before I call, Rahul recently is actually working for Mindtree, right? Yeah. And he moved into sales and business development role, and he likes movies, F1, and cricket. All the best.
Morning all. So today my role is to be the grammarian, and as grammarian, my role is to listen very carefully to all the speakers who come onto the stage and note down the good usages and not so good usages of the grammar language, of the English language. Sorry for that. And another part of my role is to basically introduce the word of the day, which is resilience, which means the ability of a substance to return to its usual shape after being bent, stretched, or pressed. It's a noun, and a usage can be because, as the general evaluator said, I like watching cricket, and today is India versus Pakistan. So I'll give an example which is apt for today's occasion. Hopefully, Virat will display is true resilient self against Pakistan. So that's it. And at the end of the session, I'll be presenting my grammarian's role when called upon. Over to you, General Evaluator.
With that being said, there are going to be 5 speeches today. And
Sriram sir, you're not audible.
Oh, is it? Okay now?
Now it is fine.
Yeah. So today we have planned 5 evaluations to evaluate 5 guest speeches. Sorry. And with that being said, I would call Toastmaster. Team would be,
Thank you, General Evaluator, for effectively introducing your role as well as the your team members' role. So, as the Toastmasters, now you can understand you're going to be evaluated. Whatever the speech you're going to give, you're going to be evaluated on 4 aspects. One is the timer, another one is our counter, the unwanted fillers you use, another one is the grammar, which you're going to with good effect, good language, and the grammar which you're going to use, and the final one will be the evaluators. That is especially applicable for the prepared speeches. So having said that, let us move on to the actual meeting.
Toastmaster Karthik, sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Today we are going to have 3 sessions. One is the first session will be the prepared speech session, followed by your favorite tea break, then followed by the table topics and evaluation session. So one more thing which I want to say about the word of the day is word of the day is resilience. That is a noun form, and when you want to use it in the sentences, that noun form will change its form. For example, resilience will become resilient. If you want to describe it as a character of a person, that will become adjective. So that the same thing is applicable for all words in English. So same spelling will not be applicable in the sentences when used. So you got to be careful. So you can use resilience as a noun or resilient as an adjective. So before moving on to the prepared speech session, let us deep dive more on resilience. What do I mean by resilience? It's nothing but you need to change your outlook, whereby you need to stay focused despite having difficulties. How do you stay focused? Very simple. Just believe in that this too shall pass. One, and have very good coping strategies. Coping strategies will be having a good physical activity, hobbies. All those things will distract you as well as it will give you the good feeling, because you cannot control the external events, but what you can control is your response towards it. So that response is your resilience. So that response is in your choice. So having said that, let us move on to the first speaker for today. Today's first speaker will be Toastmaster Deepa. She is going to give the icebreaker speech from the path leadership development. As it is the icebreaker speech, I'm not going to introduce her. In fact, she is going to introduce her to all of us. So before calling her, I'm going to request her evaluator, Toastmaster Preeti, to read out the project objectives.
Good morning again, Toastmasters and guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Deepa. Toastmaster Deepa is going to deliver her level 1 project 1 on the pathway leadership development. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The title is Perseverance, the Path to Success. All the best, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you.
Now I welcome Toastmaster Deepa to introduce herself to the club. Over to you.
Okay. Hi all. Have anyone been here, lost hope and quitted because of failure or rejection? Of course. So it is absolutely normal. But once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm going to introduce myself to you all. I'm Deepa, officially named as Deepa Rajendran back on the 8th of 1999. I can proudly say that I'm the only daughter to my parents. I belong to a nuclear family. My father is running a business and my mother is a private teacher. And my elder brother is pursuing his MBA in IIM Bangalore. And I'm deeply believed by the thought that continuous effort is the key to unlock your potential. As I did my first schooling in a state board medium, I am not being through NCC. I study by myself. During that time, my motto is to secure above 95% of marks in order to get a seat in a prestigious college. But so I wake up 4 in the morning and sleep at around 11 in the night, almost 5 hours a day. I'm not able to secure that expected marks. During that time, my only guidance was the only person who gave me the guidance was my brother. So he gave me the guidance what I need, and okay. With that guidance, though I lost my hope, I never gave up my continuous effort. I started whatever I'm doing, the same effort, what I do, what I say, wake up in the early morning and sleeping late at night. I continued my effort and successfully I've secured the marks which I expected and get placed in a prestigious college, named College of Engineering, Indiana University. And I did my Bachelor's of Engineering in Material Science and successfully completed 4 years. And another phase of life that I struggled a lot was doing placements. So in my college, the placement session begins in the start of final year. I faced rejections after rejections in common. But to me, what I need to say is that even though I fed up with all those frustrated with that rejections, the one common thing what I had in my mind is go ahead. So I continued my preparations, and at last I got offer from 2 of the companies. One is an IT-based company, TCS, so as a system engineer role, and another is from TPI Composites, a manufacturer of wind turbine blades in India. And of course, I chose the second one since it is relatable to my academic domain. And in TPI Composites, I'm currently working as a quality engineer. So, as a quality engineer, I'm satisfied with my job role. Since starting from handling, software handling, analyzing the defects to standardizing the system, every day I'm learning. I'm facing new challenges and learning from it. So it makes a difference, and I like it most. So with that continuous effort and people around me made me to stand in a position where I'm here today. So I would like to end up this speech with a quote that so success is a sum of small efforts which should be repeated day in and day out. I repeat, success is the sum of small steps success is the sum of small efforts. It's the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So my goal varies from time to time in my life. So during my school days, my goal is to get higher marks, and during my college, my goal is to get placed in a well-established company. And now my goal is to pursue my MBA in B school. So whatever your goal is, the one constant thing you have in mind is that to have perseverance, having continuous effort irrespective of your obstacles, failures, rejections. Just face it and achieve your goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for showing us how resilient you were in your college days. So, in fact, I even had a similar scenario in the same college. I got multiple rejections, so I can relate to what you are undergone. So before going into the next speaker, one thing I noticed on the entire general evaluated team is so no one used pen and paper. So everyone belong to more modern school. So only I belong to old school. So I write. So I love writing. So that's the one observation which I made with respect to the general evaluators and his team. So just for the fun part. So resilience, what are the factors that contribute to a person's resilience? So there are five major factors. Apart from there are other minor factors also. The five major factors are how you view the world and your engagement with the world, your perspective of it, and then your availability and the quality of the social resources. See, resilience is not only your individual quality, it is about having good social connections. See, for example, I face a lot of difficult situation. I'm facing a lot of difficult situations in my personal life. So one thing which I do is that is I have few personal friends who I can contact at any point of time. Just I give a call to them and I pour out of my heart. So this is what I do. So at the end of the day, it gives me a relief. So, and one thing I make sure is that I do not speak to everyone. I know a guy who had a love failure. So everyone, right from the college watchman to everyone knows the story. That is not the speaking it out. You need to have only one or two persons, close friends who knows whom you can share the story with confidence and then move on. So that this is meant by social resources. And then the third one is that is having specific coping strategies. Coping strategies means you need to have your positive diversion such as journaling, watching a good movie, and then doing physical activities and so on. And then one more thing is that is one more factor which will contribute to your resilience is that is your previous experience in tackling a tough situation, however small it may be. See, resilience is nothing but, for example, I had a big fear of riding a bike. So I learned it with a lot of difficulties, but that one helped me to build on resilience. Now, with that confidence, I can able to achieve anything. I have the confidence that I can able to achieve anything in my life. So these are the factors that will contribute resilience. Let us learn more and more as the meeting progresses. So with this said, now I request Toastmaster Paramaguru to give his speech. He's going to give the speech from the past leadership development. He's going to give the icebreaker speech. So now I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Gayatri, to read out the project objectives. Toastmaster.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, and a special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Paramaguru. So Toastmaster Paramaguru is doing his first speech on Icebreaker. The speech length is 4 to 6 minutes. And the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Paramaguru, over to you.
Over to Toastmaster Paramaguru.
Toastmaster Paramaguru, yes, can you come closer to that?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, very much. Thank you.
Life is so easy, but we are making it more complicated. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Paramaguru. I was born in a small village, Valavantangal, which is near to Kanchipuram district. My father is a MTC retired conductor, and he is a very resilient person and also a strong person. So he is very good at maths, but I'm completely opposite. I'm very weak at maths. So my mother is a homemaker, and my younger brother, who has completed BE and working in a sales manager in an organization. So I did my school in a government boys' higher secondary school, and I did my college in Mata.
Toastmaster Paramaguru, can you come closer to the mic?
Yes. Yeah. And I did my MTech in Satyabama University. So currently I'm working in HDFC Bank as a deputy manager, and I got married and I have one son. So my hobbies are watching movies. So my all-time favorite movie was Castaway. Have you anyone seen the movie Castaway? Yeah. So those who have not seen, I'll just tell you the plot of the line. So hero the movie of the hero was traveling on a plane. Okay, on the middle of the ocean, the plane got crashed due to some technical glitch, and the plane got crashed into an island, and the hero alone got stuck in the island, and how he is surviving in that island and he is escaping from that island. That's the plot of the movie. So those who have not seen, I highly recommend to watch the movie once. It's highly motivating. And my other hobbies are listening to the music, and I participated in a couple of times in a rap singing competition, and I won many prizes in colleges and as well as in office. So my other hobbies are listening to the podcast and watching yoga videos. This is my hobbies. And till my 20s, I was very introvert. So I would get fear and anxiety speaking of front of people and teachers. My entire body would go into vibrating like this. So I'll tell you an example. So when I was speaking to the customer care number, so once on the other side, the customer care number phone speaker, he said hello. So my heartbeat went up to drum Shivamani beat, like. And the second incident, when I was attending an interview, I read all the points of tell me about yourself. And I spoke exactly to the HR manager. And the ultimate is she found that I read from the book. So this is how I faced lot of problems. Due to this, I had missed so many opportunities and as well as in my career, as well as in my life. So I thought I would overcome this problem, anxiety and fear. So I started watching motivational videos, yogas, and I did yogas. But still, I have some problem in front of speaking with my super bosses and manager when I'm doing some presentation. So I thought to overcome, I read a lot of self-help motivational books, audios, and did yogas, but still have a problem. So basically, I'm a hardworking person. When my managers or a superior give me any task, I would put my all effort and complete the task on time. But the ultimate problem is public speaking. So life is so easy, but we are making it more complicated, right? So I thought definitely Toastmaster will help me to overcome this problem and relieve anxiety and overthinking problem in front of speaking with other people. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Over to you, Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paramaguru, for sharing your introduction to the entire club. Toastmaster Paramaguru and Toastmaster Deepa, you have sown a seed. That is, you have taken a first step. You have given the first speech. This will be the important milestone in your life. It is up to you to nurture the seed. Yes. So I want you to nurture that seed and germinate it and grow it to a big plant. Okay. That should be your goal. Before going to the third speaker, let us understand more about resilience. So why resilience is important? Because it gives emotional strength to cope with trauma and adversity and hardship. And people who lack resilience are more likely to get overwhelmed and rely on unhealthy coping strategies. Unhealthy coping strategies will be binge watching your Netflix, anything. Binge watching is bad. That's not a good distraction. It's a bad distraction. And so on. There are a lot of unhealthy coping strategies that will not give you resilience. And then people who are resilient will have the overall good well-being and they have the better life conditions. So with this said, let us move on to the third speaker of the day. Third speaker is going to be Toastmaster Prabhat. Toastmaster Prabhat is going to give his speech from the path Persuasive Influence. He's going to give his speech from Level 1, Project 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety. The title of his speech is Staircase to Eloquence, a very good title. Before calling him, now I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Kavita, to read out the project objectives.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. I am the old school type, Modi. Toastmaster Prabhat. Toastmaster Prabhat? Yes. So Toastmaster Prabhat is giving his Level 1, Project 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language in the Path Persuasive Influence. The title of his speech is Staircase of Eloquence.
The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. Timer, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmasters. Over to you, DMU.
So before that, I have one request. I could see instructions to be here. So now I want the participants not to instruct because it will distract the participants. So let them be free wherever you want. So ensure that the speaker, whoever is speaking on a loud tone. Okay, so that distracts your speakers. Over to
Toastmaster Karthik.
Yes.
Yes, can you like move the laptop so that we'll have the complete view? Yeah. This will help. Also the mic, so that they'll be free to move around.
Yeah.
Something.
Actually, you're not audible.
Yeah.
Let me know if you understand.
So if you can see, most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who kept on trying, where there seemed to be no hope at all. So, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, today I am going to talk about my speech journey so far. Since in my first speech, I have explained that I'm a person having speech problem and I'm working on my speech. And for that, I have joined a Maguire program, which is for a person like us in 2014. From my childhood till 2014, I was like an introvert person. I was scared of each and every speaking situation. And because of that, I was having self-hate, guilt, shame, everything like that. Because most of the time, I used to fail. So in 2014, I joined the Maguire program. In the Maguire program, they have a set of stairs, which is called a staircase of eloquence. So in this, you can see, this one was the stage. Actually, I was in the swarms of tricks. I was having shame, self-hate, guilt, and everything. So they given me 2 basic steps which were required. These 2 means actually I will be the responsible for my speech, my personality, and for that I have to make a commitment to myself that I have to make a commitment to myself that I will put extra effort, whichever is required, to become a better speaker in future. So after that, next year was assertive self-acceptance. This thing was very difficult for me since then, because every time I used to blame people or certain situations for me having speech issue, which was totally ridiculous if I see in 2014. But this course has told me that we should accept the issue which we have, and we should focus on them, and we should just explain to the people, to the world that yes, I'm having a problem and I'm working on it. That next stage was sports mentality. Just like every sports, we should also be having the same sports type of mentality, because in the sports we can see experienced player will even go up and they will fail. Same like that was happening with me also in my speech.
Sometimes I do well, sometimes I again came back. And because of that, it was affecting my mental state most of the time. In the post, they explained me, you should not be thinking about the thing, thinking about the failure or success. You should just enjoy the steps. If you enjoy the step, you will become a successful speaker in future. So after that, we have been given some of the speaking tools and techniques. And in those speaking tools and techniques, this one is the basic cycle of speaking. In this, it was explained to me that I should take a pause, then I should take a breath, then I should speak, and then I should release. This is the basic way of speaking. And you can see me, I am using many other tools and techniques which has been explained to me in the course. And because of that, I'm feeling comfortable talking to people. So in this, you can see all the techniques were explained to me. I became resilient with my tools and techniques. So the thing was that this thing should have been explained to the people, to the actual people whom we are interacting with in day-to-day life. So for that, I was sent with my instructor onto the street. And on that particular day, I was explained that I will be using a mechanical fluency. Mechanical fluency means sounding just like a robot. It means 4 to 6 words in a single breath. And that was not simple for me because first time I was speaking to people and even 4 to 5 words per breath, people will not be responding to me. But on that particular day, we personally, I personally have spoken with 150 people. And that was actually eye-opener for me. Because that was the first time in my life that I spoken with somebody with well in control. And that was happening because of my speech tools and techniques. I was using them. And after that, I started to use them in my day-to-day life. And because of that, I expanded my zone. If you can see from the last few months, I'm still having some of the issues. I'm keeping myself back. So to again expand my zone, I came to Toastmaster so that I can use my technique and I can reach to the next stage, which is called discipline spontaneous. In this stage, my speech will become automatic. In this stage, I will not be thinking about any tools and techniques. It will become the automatic. If it will become the automatic, it means it is a self-actualization stage. These two are the circle. In 2014, actually, I was a person having the speech issue. But actually, I was showing to the people that I am actually okay with that. But actually, after the course, those two are actually overlapping together. And because of that, in a future, I can say I will become the eloquent speaker. And if I become the eloquent speaker, I will be enjoying speaking, and I listener will also enjoy listening to me. And that will be the biggest achievement for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhat. You for sharing your inspiring journey. You were very resilient in your entire journey, and you were tough as nails. Before moving on to the next speaker, I want to share about the story of two continents. One is the Indian subcontinent, another one is the African continent. See, if you analyze the last 1,000 years of the history of these two places, the community in these regions have undergone lot of. Stop sharing. These two regions, that is the African continent and the Indian subcontinent, for the last 1,000 years have suffered a lot because of invasions, because of the European colonialism. Despite all these things, the people in these two continents have shown a lot of resilience. That is, their culture is still intact. I worked in Nigeria for 3 years. So the infrastructure is very bad, such that they are just 20 years behind India. The power infrastructure is very bad. That is, most of the factories and apartments run only on diesel generator. But despite that, they are very happy. The local Nigerians were very happy going people. So they have so much resilience. Similar is the case of Indian subcontinent also. If you analyze history of 1,000 years, there have been a lot of wars, invasions, colonialism. Despite that, we are growing and we are maintaining. Our culture is still intact. That shows the resilience of the communities of both Indian subcontinent as well as the African continent. With this said, let us move on to the fourth speaker of the day. Fourth speaker is Toastmaster Balakrishna. Toastmaster Balakrishna is passionate about Toastmasters, insurance, and investments. He organized the Mega YLP program, which involved most of our club members in the year 2021. I think that gave a very good exposure to all the members of our club. So today he's going to give his speech from the path Motivational Strategy, Level 1 Project 2 speech. The project objective is writing a speech with a purpose. The title of his speech is Open the Door to Success. Before calling Toastmaster Balakrishnan, now I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Arun Kumar, to come over and explain the project objectives.
Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters under this. The project objective of this speech is for the member to learn and review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any given topic. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Over to Toastmaster Balakrishna.
Before starting, Madam Gayatri, I'm just checking. Up to this
Yes,
is fine.
sir.
No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Audible?
Yes, sir.
Rakesh Junjunwala. Does it ring a bell?
Yes.
One of the finest stock market specialist investor who passed away recently. May his soul rest in peace. When talking about ringing the bell, in New York Stock Exchange, one Indian, proud as a Tamilian, listed his stock with hammering the bell. He is none other than Girish Mathrubudam. Freshworks listed more than, of course, $1 billion or whatever names. I am not worried about the small amounts or big amounts. Many of the employees in Guindy working in Freshworks became a millionaires, not in Indian rupee, US dollar. Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and thanks to the area director. If door is open, we have to talk about success. What is success? Achieving $1 million? Many things are there. How to achieve? In 1985, when Rakesh Junjunwala started his career in stock market, I started my career in United India Insurance. There is the similarity. Okay, but with small amounts, he has built up a great empire. Whatever you achieve, it is your self-satisfaction. But many a times, unicorn. How many of you know what is unicorn? Or, it's $1 billion when a company is listed. It's called unicorn. Some people, they make money out of nowhere. How they make? We all know, or many of you know, I don't want to presume, Warren Buffett. I'm not going to ask about Warren Buffett. Charlie Munger, still those who follow stock market, I could see a stock market enthusiast in today, definitely in offline also. Charlie Munger, definitely you will know. Right hand of Warren Buffett, but not many people they know Ajit Jain. So one Indian who went, when Warren Buffett visited, he went to the parents and asked, if you have another son, I would have recruited him. Ajit Jain is heading Berkshire Reinsurance, my domain experience reinsurance. One Indian who started his career in 1985 and he is achieving greatness in this one. He is in the top 3 of Warren Buffett group. Prem Watsa, if I say, not many people will know, but if I ask what is Lombard General Insurance, many people will. So, no, investor. A person who went from Hyderabad, went to Canada, started his career. Now he wants Singapore reinsurance. And what is he in America? He is an investor in Go Digit, Prem Watsa, an Indian settled in investment. These people, they become successful and achieved worldwide presence. And I don't want to talk about how Lloyd's reinsurance works and where this Prem Watsa Indian, I'm following him, Ajit Jain, and this because of my domain experience. They are all great in their field. Billions of dollars moves, and he is the owner of them. Fairfax Financial Services, if you see, you know Canada and Singapore, many investments. Now they are coming in a big way to India. What is investments? Is it possible? 1985. How resilient you will be. When 1992, I lost 10 times of my salary when stock market crashed and Harshad Mehta became famous, who manipulated, or I won't say, he taught me a lot of things. I can say, I can take him as, my role model. Why? It's very simple. He taught people how stock market, ACC, one share, which was quoting at 400, it went up to 1,000. Some of my friends still buying at 4,000. It touched 10,000. Crash. He told the world how a stock market can be manipulated. This is possible. What is possible? A share going up to millions of dollars is possible. I should make a thought. In 2000, many people, including me, .com was we lost. Why? Our knowledge still in stock market is less. In 2008, global meltdown, many people lost their well-earned money, including me, we lost. What is resilient is you have to be tough as nails to come out of all this. What is stock market? Like a pinch. When somebody is selling in US, it happens in the entire Europe. Tax, CAX, SGX. Those who are in investments, you will know what is German stock exchange, French, US. Everything is falling like 9 pins in 2008. Then only I realized there is something. Investors are kept away, not small investors. This is for big players. What is happening in world financial market is US. Many people, they invest in ETFs and mutual funds. I'm coming to that. If you don't know about stocks, listening, go to a fund manager, ask him. Again, better to have an advisor who can advise you where to invest what. When in 1985, if I started along with Rakesh Jindwala, investing only, I would have minted many. But in 2010 and 11, I wake up and started investing in various. We were depending on gold in Gulf. We were depending on real estate. When I came in 2018, and even in 2016 for my daughter marriage, when I have 4 different properties, I could not sell any of this. What is the easiest and most convenient for selling mutual fund? Nosedives, but at least here you can realize in stock market, real estate, you don't know where to invest, how to invest. It's a big topic. How to plan your life, it's a different topic. How to be successful. When you have the money, many a time my father said, when you don't have money, you will be crushed. There is friendship also. There is a அற்றகுளத்தில் அருநீர் பறவை போல அக்குளத்தில் கொட்டியும் மாம்பழம் நெய்தலும் போலவே ஒட்டி உறவார் வரவல்ல உறவு. What is that? Your friends will be there only when you have money. When you don't have money, you will not be called. What is the safest way to invest? Is mutual fund. I'm not Tendulkar to bat for mutual funds here. No, let him do his part. He has made millions. He is getting money from this. But for you all, if you don't know about investment, start with mutual funds. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balakrishna, for showing us how resilient you were in your investment journey and also giving us examples of various professionals who were resilient in their respective careers. So one thing out of the interest is that there is a movie called The Big Short. Okay, that's a movie. It's about 2008 financial crisis, why it happened, what caused it, all those things. That movie will explain a lot of intricacies of that. One more interesting fact is that is throughout this 100 years, there were a lot of boom and bust cycles. For example, in the 1850s and 1850s to 1880s, in US, there is a huge rush for gold. And in 1900s, there was a huge rush for electrical appliances. Then in the 2000s, it is the .com about the internet companies. In 2008, stock market. So this homework for you, understand why this happens, why this boom and bust cycle is happening again and again. Is it because of human greed? At that again, it's up to you to decide. So with this said, now let us move on. How do you train yourself to be more resilient? One is that develop self-awareness, understand your own strength and weaknesses, and build your self-regulation skills. For example, how do you handle stress? One thing after getting married is that is best tip which I learned is that if you have an argument with your wife, leave that place. So that is the best strategy which is actually working. So I'm leaving the place. So I'm leaving the room and moving around in my apartment. So after that, I'll go and then I'll happily eat. So that solves the issue. So don't overreact. And then learn coping skills. So I personally use journals. So that is helping me. And also you can have your own physical activity or meditation and so on, but don't overdo it. For example, binge watching is the worst thing which you can do to your brain. So don't overdo it. And then have an optimistic life, then strengthen your connections. So being resilient is nothing but you need to have few quality connections where you can pour your heart out. So that is very important, and then understand your strength. If you do all these things, you will develop the resilience bit by bit. So with this said, let us move on to the final speaker of the day, Toastmaster Karthik. Toastmaster Karthik is going to give his speech from the part Dynamic Leadership Level 3 Project 1 speech. The title is Everything is Negotiable. Is there? Yeah, I'm searching for it. Toastmaster Karthik is a project and contract management professional in an Italian oil and gas MNC. He's a civil engineer with dual masters, one in construction, advanced construction management and finance management. And as an hobby, he loves to go to adventurous trips and traveling to unknown places. So before calling him, now I'd like to invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Anand, to read out the project objectives.
Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. My target speaker, Toastmaster Karthik Shokkumar. The purpose of the speech is for the member to learn about different type of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when the negotiation. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of the part of or future negotiation in life. Timer, kindly note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Karthik Shokkumar. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Now I invite Toastmaster Karthik to give his speech. Over to you.
A very good warm morning to my fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
In life,
Everything is negotiable. Do you agree? Yes, it is so. But many of the times, negotiation is a tough matter. And right from the day you are born till you are going to the burial ground, there are so much of negotiations that are happening. You will be wondering how I'm going to be a negotiator the moment I'm born. You'll be keep on crying and will keep on looking for your mom to feed. When the mom finds you and she feeds you, you will find yourself calm. So that is the negotiation you start right from the moment you born on this earth. And if you travel along the journey of your life, For example, you go to the school where you negotiate with the friend. No, I like that pencil. Can you just give me? You take this eraser for an exchange. And with your sibling, you'll be asking, see, I like to ride for some time. Let me ride the bicycle for some time. And after that, you take it. So it's a sort of the compromise and the negotiation that you do with your siblings. There are so much of negotiations which are happening every now and then. Even today, I'm speaking in front of you after having the negotiation with the VP membership, or sorry, VP education. He was asking me, keep on, when you will give, when you will give. I said like, okay, I will give you, and today I'm here. So it's like a win-win situation for him as well as for me. So in negotiation, we have different types and different styles. So if you talk about the different outcomes, the different outcomes are win-win, win-lose, compromise, and others simply just like you have to decide what you want to do. So the moment you want to choose, like which is the negotiation that I want to have as an outcome, because it all depends upon the way in which you want to handle any particular negotiation and the interest that you have with the other counterparty. For example, it's not always going to be a win-win situation. And if you are, especially in a professional life, when you're having to ask to negotiate with your vendor or subcontractors, you'll always find like, okay, it's difficult to match between your needs and their demands. So that is something like we need to find a compromise. It's a way of compromising in nature. And sometimes you will find like, okay, I need to complete this project within 6 months, within a budget of 1 million. But that guy is demanding 1 million within 9 months. So I need to find a way of negotiating with him. Since my budget is constrained, I will be asking him to like, okay, please do it in 7.5 months at 1 million. It's a compromise where both the parties coming together. And I have the real tough negotiations with many of my global counterparts. It's like some people in Israel are very arrogant. It is not and some people in the German are very good negotiators. So they will be keep on based on the culture. They will be coming up with their own type of negotiating skills which they have. Sometimes it's like you will not be finding any grounds like where I will be able to meet an agreement with that guy. So you have to simply walk away. Saying like I have other alternatives, let me go and find. And when it comes to your personal life, so once when you propose to your girl or even to your spouse before making a marriage, it's like you will propose, it's a counter proposal, and you just will talk like how I will be the best spouse to you. And they will also say like, I will also be the best spouse and I will make the best dishes in the world. So you both find, okay, wow, everything is all that is good. So you both get into an agreement called the marriage and it's happened. And after getting into the marriage, the choice, what left to the men especially is very limited. The negotiation, as said by the Toastmaster of the day today, just before some time, you simply, your interest is on the peace of mind. Once when you have the peace of mind thing, you will see like, okay, whether I win or lose, it's up to them. So for me, winning my peace of mind is the winning. So let me lose in front of my wife to have the peace of my mind. So that's a win-win for you, but it might be a win-win, win-lose for your wife, but it's good for you sometimes. And as well as compromising. So compromising, you all know. So how many of you have the girlfriend and the woman who can relate to this in this group? Yeah, I can see a couple of and many hands going. So that is what life is all about. And simply, and if this is not working out anyway, and your spouses keep on shouting, and you're not finding your peace of mind, what is the last option that we have? It's like simply walk away. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, just let me take your bag and leave. So that is how, and that's a fun part apart. So apart from that, when we talk about the diplomatic relationship between the companies and the countries that we had a tough time called as the Russian-Ukraine war, where everyone in the world were asking the Indian questioning about the stand of the India against Russia, how they will be able to wage a war against Ukraine. For Europe, it is NATO. And for Russia, it is the security. And for rest of the world, it's like, what is going to happen? It's a place where it's like, you cannot, if you say yes to one person, you are finding enmity with the other person. It's a tough situation where you have to find balance. The negotiation that comes was being very well done by our external affairs minister, Jai Shankar also. So initially, when they have abstained to vote against Russia in the UN, I was very much against it. So I was asking, why, what the hell is happening? Different people are losing their freedom. But after some times, when the External Ministry Affairs Minister came and spoke, saying like, in the interest of the Indian people, the energy security of India is at most priority. So that why we have been abstaining. We are neither supporting Russia against Ukraine, nor we are supporting the crisis which is happening. So it's a place where India has taken a leverage against the rest of the world of saying like, okay, getting the per barrel $30 discount. It's a win-win situation for India and Russia. And whereas it's a win-lose situation between, we can say like between the India and the US, but irrespective of taking only on this particular part, keeping the diplomatic relationship and other aspects. And as well as if we talk about all the parties together, it's a compromise. It's a compromise. That is what. So negotiations is based on the type of interest that we have and the relationship, what we want to have it. And if you want to understand what the other person is going to speak to you, we need to understand, let them speak out first, so that you can find out what is the interest that they have. Let them come out with what they want, so that you can raise it and you can make your things happen accordingly. So in life, everything is negotiable, but how hard is the negotiation? It depends on us. Successful negotiation is not about saying yes. It is the mastery of saying no and find a path of agreement. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for giving such wonderful speech on negotiation. The one thing which I wondered is that the breadth of the content. He covered right from the geopolitics to the negotiation that happens every day in our home. So kudos to you. So one thing which I learned is that there are certain scenarios, most of the scenarios it will be win-win. For example, but in personal life, if you enter the Zen mode, it will be win-lose or lose-win, whatever it is. So with this said, we have come to the end of the first session, that is prepared speech session. So in the interest of time, let us take a break for only 7 minutes, that is up to 11:35, so that we can regroup again and come back. So timer, please note that it is up to 11:35. Please remind us. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, just a minute. Just before that, I would like to note from the timer on the qualified speakers. Just tell the qualified speakers alone.
The qualified speakers are Toastmaster Deepa, Toastmaster Prabhat, Toastmaster Balakrishna, and Toastmaster Karthik. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us regroup after the quick break.
Toastmaster Preeti. Hope the tea break is over. So good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Shall we resume back to this meeting?
Yeah, just coming back. Yeah, just.
Oh, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, Toastmasters, just please have yours. Please come back. So let us start the next session. Welcome back, Toastmasters and guests. I think we all had a very good networking session with a fine refreshments of tea and the biscuits. So with those energy, let us move on to the next session. Our next session is table topics session. So what is that session will be explained by Toastmaster Nikhil. Before that, I'm going to give this introduction. Toastmaster Nikhil is currently pursuing MA in history at Loyola College, an interesting profession at this point of time because we become and heard just following it, studying engineering or medical, but he's a different one. So his interest is analyzing history and his hobbies are designing graphics and reading books. Now I welcome Toastmaster Nikhil to conduct the table topic session.
Considering my age, still old school. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm the table topic master, and probably this will be more interesting than the refreshment break. So I'll be calling up people randomly. You would be required to come here and then deliver an impromptu speech. Timer, please note the time would be for 1 to 2 minutes. Green to be displayed at 1 minute, amber at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes, having 30 seconds as grace time. So let's get started. I would like to have TM Prabhat on stage. TM Prabhat, the most resilient person you know. The most resilient person you know, TM Prabhat.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. The most resilient person whom I know I can say Indian sport captain, that was Mahendra Singh Dhoni, because Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I have seen him from the school days. In the school days, he used to just play in a small field, and people used to say so many things about him. People used to talk so many negative things about him, and still Mahendra Singh Dhoni was very much focused in his play and sports. Mahendra Singh Dhoni was in the Indian Railway for some time. Even in that time, so many people were talking many things about him, that in the school days he was thinking about sports. And after the school days, he is in the railways, which is totally two different destination. but still, Mahendra Singh Dhoni has not taken those things from the people, and he was focused and resilient enough. And today we can see he is a successful sportsman. Yeah, that's thank you.
Thank you so much, TM Prabhat. I would like to have TM Shriram on stage. TM Shriram, are you tough as a person? Are you tough as a person, TM Shriram?
Yes, character is most of the times defined by surroundings, you can say, how you are brought up and how you are grown, okay. And by nature, I'm a soft person, okay. But every soft person also has a hard stance within ourselves, right? And at times, I try to be, but generally being tough is always difficult, particularly when you have kids around, right? I tried this many times, it happened. Once, I used to interact with my son. It so happened that, during his 10th exam, was going tough situation. So I thought, let me take a tough stance with him and started, asking him a lot of questions, started scrutinizing him a lot. But things didn't work. He just ran away. He just slammed the door and said, that's it. I'm out. So very difficult to break out these tough situations. Now, being tough with tough people makes situations worse. So we have to take a different stance. Try to understand the situation. Find out what best we can contribute during this such a very difficult time. And coming out of a toughness is the most important thing. Try to follow approach which you can make him convinced. At times it's difficult. Me as a person alone cannot help. Sometimes you need a wife or spouse and as well. So jointly have a discussion, find out a solution, then things work out. Of course, he did came out flying colors in his 12th exam, all because of not just my tough stance, but the kind of compromising attitude we have in life brings a lot. So what do you?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shriram. I would like to have Toastmaster Param Guru on stage. Toastmaster Param Guru, an industry which is resilient. An industry which is resilient, Toastmaster Param Guru.
Thank you. Industry which is resilient, we have to talk about the industry. Can I get any other?
What is the best part of being you?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I myself being a very soft. So whenever I get any tough situation, I like being myself into a soft. So I would like to immediately go to a separate room. I watch yoga videos and I do that yoga, pranayama. So we can get a lot of stress into, we can decrease our stress. That is one thing. Another thing, I'm a hardworking person. So if my manager gives me any task, I will definitely do. I won't, in the last team, my manager was very strict. So he would shout all the times. And being myself, my colleagues would ask, how are you so calm when he's getting unnecessarily questioning you? The escalations doesn't matter to you, but you are getting very much escalation and you're shout. But I'll handle those situations into calm. And most of the other colleagues would shout or they will argue with their boss, but I don't do normally. That's the one thing I would consider to be a very resilient person. So that's the thing. Other than that, there are so many characteristics I would explain, but now it is. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I would like to have guest Venkatesh on stage. Guest Venkatesh, how quickly you recover from your failures? How quickly you recover from your failures, guest Venkatesh?
Thank you. I hope I'm audible. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. Right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Venkatesh. I'm from Chennai. The topic given to me is how quickly you get back to work or get back to yourself. Right. I don't know if I can put a time frame to that, honestly. Right. It depends on the circumstances that we are in and what pushes us down. Right. But at the end of the day, what is necessary is we kind of coming back out of it. That is what I see is more important than how quickly. Certainly, there are things that have taken time for us to get back, and there are things where we probably don't even care about certain things, right? So that's probably what it is. So in my case, what I would consider as getting back is probably some of the situations in life that takes care, right? Is the recent example which most of us has gone through is COVID, right? So that was a scenario where it taught a lot of us on what it is needed. So just like many of us would have been, I also went through the COVID situation, right? So it was like during phase 2, right, which was the critical phase that was there, and it was very tough, right? So we had to, and we have old parents at home, so it was taking care of that situation and going through all those things and coming back, right? So the first question, the first topic that he gave, whom we felt resilient. I thought it was Chennai people that was more resilient, right? So we went through so much things and we kind of came back out of all of those things. So I don't know, that's quick. It probably took us 2-3 years to come back to resiliency, but at the end of the day, we came out of it, right? So that's probably what I think is more important. Thank you for getting the topic.
Thank you so much, guest Venkatesh. I request guest Vivek to be on stage. Guest Vivek, things they don't teach at school or college. Things they don't teach at school or college. Guest Vivek.
So the topic is really good. So the things which you don't teach in school and college, like not giving, like what to say, not giving up in our life. Basically, the schools and colleges, the teachers will be teaching about only about the subject and the related to the syllabus and other things. They won't teach how exactly we have to like overcome a failure and everything which is happening in our lives. They don't teach us. That's the hardest reality which is happening. Most of the reasons for the suicide in the schools and colleges, which is happening now in recently, the Srimati case that's a different case, but they don't have a self motivation inside them and they don't believe in themselves. The teachers have the responsibilities to teach the students, like you have to believe in yourself and you have to overcome all the failures and other stuff, like you have to overcome everything. Basically, the schools and colleges should teach these things. That's my point of view.
Thank you so much, guest Vivek. Now I request guest Kalpesh Patel to be online.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kalpesh. The topic is what qualities in a person impresses you? What qualities in a person impresses you, guest Kalpesh?
What quality? Come again.
What qualities in a person impresses you?
Okay. Thank you, table topic master, for giving me the chance for this table topic session. What quality, as we can see in the people, there is a like we have sorry. Yes, sorry. So I would say in all over the world we have multiple kind of people who living all over the world. The quality is belongs to how much you are kind. Suppose and especially in terms of animals, because we always behaving very well to the people to people, but we are very rude in whenever we met to any animals, mostly dogs and all, street dogs. So we should think about it, how we can be a kind for those kind of animals who don't know how to speak, who don't know how to express your thoughts, who don't know how to take if they want anything. So best way, if you can do it, so better you just help them to, whenever suppose you face, you feel like that kind of animal is facing some problem, you help them. If you have anything, just serve them, so that at least they can live their life. And we have seen many people who are no they behaving very rude to those animals, they cannot speak. So that I request, or that would be, I think, say that's the quality of our life. We have this advantage, and God have given this advantage where we can speak or we can express your whatever you think. But if they are not thinking, if suppose they are not willing to say anything, then we should help them, we should understand the thing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Kalpis. I would like to have Toastmaster Abha on stage. Toastmaster Abha, what is your biggest phobia? What is your biggest phobia, Toastmaster Abha?
Biggest phobia. Thank you, Table Topics Master, for this very interesting topic. I would say biggest phobia for me is the idea of having fear. I know it seems very cliche. It's the oldest, the oldest quotes, I think, by US president, if I'm not wrong, who said that biggest fear, the only thing we need to be afraid of is fear itself. But I agree with him in the sense that I feel it is not what we are afraid of that matters. It is the fact that we approach things with from a perspective of fear, from a place of anxiety, or from a place of not knowing. Rather, that is where the source of fear comes from. So at the end of the day, what I would like to overcome in my life is the tendency to approach things from a place of fear, rather than what I'm a specific object or a thing. If I can overcome that, I feel that would be a place of power, and that would be truly overcoming the issue of fear as such. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abha. Now I request Media Director Toastmaster Madhupriya to come on stage. Toastmaster Madhupriya, what makes a person resilient? What makes a person resilient, Toastmaster Madhupriya?
What makes a person resilient? Such a nice topic. Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master. So we are hearing so much from our
Toastmaster Madhupriya. Yes.
Yeah,
can you
not
please
able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now it is fine.
So much from our Table Topic Master Karthik. What makes a person resilient? I think the person himself, his thoughts to come back, his thoughts to survive, his thoughts to meet the failure, his ability to come back, to hit the ball, to achieve his goal, to achieve his dream, to imagination, from imagining a vision to making it into reality. That person's vision makes him resilient. So it is not somebody else who comes to you, motivate you, make you take every step, make you take that initiative to achieve your goal. It is you. It is your mind. So when you sit alone and think, like, why am I standing here? Why am I facing this situation in my life? Is it no one is world to help me, to make me come out of the situation? At that time, your mind says, no, you got to believe in yourself. That is the point. That is the state of mind. That is that spark that gives you or makes you resilient, gives you that perseverance to travel along a successful journey.
So with no other delay, I would like to conclude by saying that you need nobody to make you resilient. It is you and only you that gives you the spark to be resilient in your life. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhurpriya. Now I request President Toastmaster Preeti to be on stage. Toastmaster Preeti, what would you advise the youth to develop the quality of resilience in them? What would you advise the youth to develop the quality of resilience in them?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I know it very well, youth doesn't like if somebody advises. So today, the youth know much more better than us. They are really confident. They really, for example, I'm telling you, compare a 20 kid and a 90s kid. When they come to stage itself, we can find so many differences in them. When we come to stage, we are not used to anything. We are not used to technology. We are not used to public speaking. But today's kids are, they are exposing so many things. So they are knowledgeable, they are intelligent than us. So in the sense, they should advise us and we should take their advice. For example, I'll take Tanushree, Kavita ma'am's daughter. So she is good with designing, she is good with public speaking, she is good with everything. She is good at coding, so many things. Sometimes I heard from Kavita ma'am saying that she knows that she is good at technology, but I'm not good at. So today, not only youths, even the very younger generation are much more intelligent than us. So there is no need of advising them. They can be themselves learning, but give them space to learn new things and explore more. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Preeti. Probably next week I'll change the topic. So considering the time constraint, I will limiting this up. Timer, can we have the report? All speakers are qualified. So I hope so that this was interesting than the refreshment break. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Preeti.
Thank you, TT Masters, for giving such interesting and insightful topic. So most of the topics were highly related to the word of the day and the theme of the day. Kudos to you for selecting those topics. And totally 9 speakers have spoken. So congratulations for engaging most of the speakers. So with this said, let us move on to the final session. So this is the session which will give us the feedback, which will give us that push to move ahead in life. That is the evaluation session. To conduct the evaluation session, now I invite General Evaluator Toastmaster Sriram. All speakers are qualified. Thanks. Over to you.
Very good afternoon all. Engaging topic. Great participation.
Sriram sir.
How about online?
Yes, now it is better.
Hope all of you enjoyed today's session so far. Okay. So now it's a time for evaluation, right? So like you said, we talk about sandwich techniques, a lot of them. I can give a practical example. A few years back, I've been to overseas assignment, and I had an opportunity to test myself on cooking, and I made first time bisibela bath. So my friend came all the way. After I made the dish, I took so many hours to make it, and he said, he tasted and said, I asked him the feedback, how was it? He said, he was tight gripped. Then he said, the taste is good, the side dishes are good, but the consistency is not good. Okay, I got that feedback. So as a speaker, okay, the same thing. Try to improvise yourself. And after a few months later, I made a same bisibela on a farewell day. And mind you, it was one of the best dish I made. So what it means is that keep improving yourself, whether it is cooking or speaking, improvise yourself, find a better version of yourself. You'll someday achieve the best in whatever you do. So that being said, now let me call the first evaluator, Toastmaster Paramaguru. Sorry, the speech is given by Toastmaster Paramaguru, and to evaluate his speech, we have Toastmaster Gayatri online.
Yes, sir.
Oh, speaker. Okay. Toastmaster Deepa, right? Okay. To evaluate Toastmaster Deepa's icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Preeti will give her evaluation. So Toastmaster Preeti is the current president of MTC, and she's working as a graphic designer for Ford, serving as a PR chair for District 120. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests, and particularly Toastmaster Deepa. So first of all, congratulations to get started with this pathway journey. So you can sit slightly so that you can see us. All the very best for this leadership development pathway, and you will learn so many things in this journey. So evaluating your speech, the first objective that we'll see is, the objective of this first speech is to know the fundamental structure of the speech. So the basic structure of the speech should have a good title, opening, body, and conclusion. Your title, Perseverance, the Path to Success. The title chosen was very good. And the introduction, you started with an intro, and it had transition from your childhood, introducing your parents, introducing your school memories, and the college placement thing, and your career. So the transition were good, and you concluded with a quote. You also asked the member for the call to action. Say you summarized all your points and give a message that perseverance is the path to success. That is in line with your topic. And it was well scripted speech. So I noted few highlights, and I have few recommendations for the speech. The highlight is, everybody can relate to the speech. As Toastmaster Karthik said, everybody goes through the same journey, everybody goes through the same hardships. So we can relate with your speech easily. We could know how you were tough as nails throughout your journey. So the voice tone, you have a bold voice, confident voice, and it had a good clarity. So whatever that you're talking, it reached our mind clearly. You use the stage well, you use hand gestures. It was not like a first speech at all. So you were like experienced speaker. It had a good message as well. As I said, the title is in line with the speech. You look confident. Coming to the recommendation part, though you look confident, I could feel that you were nervous giving the speech, as it is your first speech. So I would suggest you to practice more to avoid this kind of things. So it happens, even though if you practice, when you give your first speech in front of these many people, you'll be nervous. So a little more practice can make you avoid these kind of errors. One more thing that I would advise is, you came a little late. It is not a late, but you came at 10:15 or so. If you are giving a speech, try to come 10 to 15 minutes earlier. Get in touch with every people, meet new people, introduce yourself, and go talk to the evaluator. Only then you'll be easy regarding the environment. Not only here, even if you're giving a corporate presentation or going anywhere, if you should make your environment easy, you'll be able to deliver the content well. Apart from this, it was a very good speech, well scripted speech, and all the best for your this pathway journey. Over to you.
Thanks, Preeti, for this excellent evaluation. Next, we have Toastmaster Gayatri online. So she's going to evaluate Toastmaster Paramaguru's speech. Gayatri is an experienced IT professional for more than a decade, and she shows her interest towards making new crafts, singing, and making new recipes. She has joined as a Toastmaster for personal development and to develop her leadership skills. She has coordinated YLP program as well, and she did a great job as a coordinator. So over to you, Toastmaster Guide.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So can I have Toastmaster Paramaguru on stage, please?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So yeah, good afternoon all, and special good afternoon to Toastmaster Paramaguru, my target speaker. So first of all, let me appreciate Toastmaster Paramaguru for giving his first icebreaker speech. It was a wonderful speech and kudos to you for that. And the way you shared your personal experience on how resilient you were and how to overcome your fear in your communication skills, all those were really great. It was truly admiring. And I like the way you started your speech, by talking about a movie. So, it actually grabbed everyone's attention, and you even recommended others to watch that movie. That was a really good start. And you have participated in various rap singing competitions, and good to know for that. And looking forward to hear songs from you. And you have also won prizes. So we need to see you sing in the Toastmasters Forum as well.
Definitely.
And I actually honestly admire the way you were carrying a positive approach in your self-improvement, and you were as tough as nails to achieve it. And you have an excellent way of telling, how you were facing fear when you were calling the customer care, or when you were, having an interview with the HR, and how they identified it. And overall, your speech was truly amazing. So being a hardworking person to achieve success in each and every area, whatever you do, it is a really good start. And, you being joining in this particular Toastmasters forum will help you achieve greater heights. All the best for you in this particular Toastmasters journey. So overall, your clarity was good, and also your vocal variety and your eye contact. I'm sure, it was facing the audience, and you had very good gesture, and your comfort level and the interest, all those were good. So I just have only one recommendation for you, in your future speeches, just practice it so that you can time your speech and then talk for the specified
Yes.
thing. So otherwise, it was a very wonderful speech and I enjoyed it.
Thank
Looking forward to hear more speeches from you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Gayatri, for this nice evaluation. So next we have, to evaluate Toastmaster Prabhat's resilient speech, we have Toastmaster Kavita. She is a project manager, of course, she's a past president of MTC, and she's a project manager at Capgemini. 14 years in IT and 7 years in Toastmasters. And I also know she is a very good lover of music, and I've seen her playing a lot of Veena and performances online. So all the best to you.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible online as well? No, you can sit, please. Okay, Toastmaster Prabhat is standing. Timer, you can start the time now. Body language and vocal variety. This is the purpose of this project that Toastmaster Prabhat gave today. So it is like a sword for a warrior. Body language and vocal variety. Any mediocre speech or a content can go to exemplary level with wonderful body language and vocal variety. So it can take your speech to big heights. So it is that powerful. This is a very important project for you. I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Prabhat for completing this effectively. Talking about the content, let me talk about the content and the presentation. Since this is vocal variety and body language, let me talk about the presentation first. So the way you carried yourself on the stage was very confident. So not everybody can have that confidence when you stand first on the stage. Your appearance, the way you look at people is not very easy. It comes naturally for you. So I think that is your biggest strength. So your confidence is your biggest strength. And you also talk a lot about your issues, the issues you undergo, talking about that, how you overcame these. those issues is not very easy. It requires a lot of courage to talk about the issues you undergo and how you overcame those issues. So this is an inspirational speech, I would say, if you have to categorize the speech. So your body language was very at ease. This project people tend to exaggerate, so that, since it is body language, it's probable that you may go overboard. But I saw that you were very much in control with your body language. It was very natural as well. I was also looking for extra clasping or doing this. So it was not at all there. So if you remove the weeds, the plant grows well, right? So unnecessary things were not there in your speech. And the eye contact was very good. You were looking at everybody in the audience, and your body language was very natural. The vocal variety, I could see 2-3 places consciously you were implementing the vocal variety. I really liked that. So these are the things I saw about your presentation. Coming to the content, I would say, so content for this, you may not require a visual aid for this, a PPT. So you could have avoided that, because this is a project where you should ask the audience to look at you. See, I am here, look at my vocal variety, look at my body language. So it's slightly distracting. And about the content itself, the PPT, it is always advisable to have 1 or 2 ideas in one slide, so that people can recollect it easily and understand it well. So that is one thing I saw in your content. So these are the few suggestions with respect to the content and choosing the topic itself for a particular project. But otherwise, I saw that you were quite confident. You were very, very, your presence on the stage and the way you carried yourself. But keep improving on vocal variety. This is not the end of the project. So you keep doing that. Over to you, team. G.
Thanks, Kavita, for this thoughtful evaluation. I like your quote. If you remove your beats, plant grow. And definitely we get a better version of Balakrishna.
Sir, can you come a little back?
So thanks for that excellent evaluation. Next, to evaluate our financial consultant Toastmaster Balakrishna's speech, we have Toastmaster Arun. And as you know, he's our past president, area director, and division H director. What do you, Toastmaster?
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear guests. I have to evaluate based on the general purpose and specific purpose.
Toastmaster Arun, please. Yeah, thank you. Over to sir.
Not only in the speech, anything that you experience in the life needs a general purpose and specific purpose. For example, I want to go to Rayapeta. Going to Rayapeta is my general purpose, but how do I go there? In which mode I am traveling, which path I take? That is the specific purpose, which is nothing but what you want to achieve, where you want to go is your general purpose, and how you get there is the specific purpose. According to that one, today's speech, Balakrishna's general objective is to persuade the audience to make the investments. How do you make the investments? There are multiple ways, but he took a specific way, that is investing in the mutual fund and stock market. That is the specific path he have recommended to make us investments. And as usual, he has motivated the audience by giving a lot of examples, and he spoke about variety of the characters, including the inspiring personality Girish Mathur Budam, and he has given many other examples from the Indians who influenced across the globe. And also he has given the example from his personal life, what are the challenges that he have gone recently in the financial disturbances and how he can overcome that. And as a proficient speaker, he was efficient with his body language, vocal variety, confidence, eye contact. You have excelled in everything. But what are the things? Maybe there will be always some things to improve upon. So I would like to recommend 2 things. One is that what you can add, and another is what you can eliminate from the speech. What you can add is that, so why the investment is required at all, first of all? Investment required because it helps the people to stay resilient in their financial disturbances. That point you can make it clear in the beginning itself, so that I can understand where or what you are talking about. It's about if I'm driving, I have to be clear on where I'm going, so that I will be driving with clarity, so that you can recommend to restructure accordingly. What you can remove. See, there are many examples, like considering the 5 to 7 minutes speech, we have given examples like Rakesh Junjanwana, Girish, Charlie Mung, Warren Buffett, Ajit Jain, Prem Vatsa, And then we have included many years, 1985, 92, 2008, and again 85, and some jargons like SGX, CGX. What all these things will make is that it can easily divert the people's attention. So that I can mention you to avoid considering the time limit of the speech. So why I suggest these two things? It will make the things more clear and make simplified. When we make our speech simplified, it will hit the audience mind as tough as a nail. And success comes from when we make things simple rather complex. And of course, the doors are open for the success, and we look forward to hear many more speeches from you, all of us.
Thanks, Arun, for this excellent delivery of the evaluation. A lot of learnings from each of the features and evaluation. So next,
Sir, you're not audible.
oh, able to hear me?
Yes, now you're fine. Yeah.
So I just thank Arun for this excellent evaluation. So next, to evaluate Toastmaster Karthik's speech on negotiation, we have Toastmaster Anand. He's working as CIPLA, and his interest is towards coaching and guiding the society in healthcare. Oh, I'd like to hear your speech on healthcare one day. Okay, and he's creating an awareness session on disease and its management. Hobbies include reading, cycling, and traveling. What do you?
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your warm introduction. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters, good afternoon. So, my target speaker, Toastmaster Karthik Shokkumar. First of all, I would like to congratulate my target speaker, Toastmaster Karthik Shokkumar, who has given a highly insightful talk on negotiation skills. The opening, he has thrown a question such a way he grabbed the attention of the audience. That was fabulous. And second, during his presentation, you see his body language. The body language is highly confident. He has used it and he articulated very well. Throughout the program, he feels very calm and composed. You cannot see any nervousness throughout the program. That was a wonderful about the speech. And also, he has elaborated about the different types of negotiation, about that win-win negotiation, win-lose negotiation, and what is compromise, what is walk away. And he has given a lot of live example for each and everything. Right? However, there are some area for improvement, some suggestion for improvement. Right? You would have been put some nice PPT about that types of negotiation. The audience would have got lot of insights. For example, this side win-win, this side win-lose, lose-lose, win-lose, in between compromise. It will be more catchy, right? And also you've given lot of examples, right? Start from your professional life to your personal life, right? Give one example about your simple example about your personal life. Recently, this has happened in my personal life. So I'll give one example for loose win. My brother-in-law is going to sell his car. Okay, he's telling 5 lakhs rupees. Okay, I told better I can buy Anand, I can give to you, but you are not. You don't know how to ride the bike. Even if you ride the bike car, I will give to you for 3 lakhs. Win, right? Lose win. He is losing and winning in order to maintain the relationship. Right? So that every audience will get a good insight about the negotiation. Right? That PPT already, that audio and visual impact, that is very, very important during any presentation. Okay. Overall, your presentation is very good. If you incorporate what are all the area for improvement, then it will be a fantastic. All the best, my target speaker, Karthik Shokkumar.
Next, Toastmaster Anand. What a dramatic evaluation you have. So I would like to invite you next time when I make decibel of God, so that I'll get a better version of myself. Thanks for that. So all in all, we had a great speeches, great evaluation, and the session has been going excellent. We are on time. So before that, let me call our timer Toastmaster Jacob to share his report.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. I'm here to present the timer's report. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Tiba took 4 minutes 51 seconds. Toastmaster Paramaguru took 3 minutes 37 seconds. Toastmaster Prabhat took 7 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Balakrishna took 7 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Karthik Sivakumar took 7 minutes 22 seconds. For the table topics, Toastmaster Prabhat took 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Sriram took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Paramaguru took 1 minute 30 seconds. Guest Venkatesh took 1 minute 41 seconds. And guest Vivek took 1 minute 12 seconds. Guest Kalpesh took 1 minute 48 seconds. Toastmaster Abhajanani took 1 minute 24 seconds. Toastmaster Madhupriya took 1 minute 38 seconds. And finally, Toastmaster Preeti took 1 minute 25 seconds. For the evaluation, Toastmaster Preeti took 3 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Gayatri took 2 minutes 19 seconds. Toastmaster Kavita took 3 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Arun Kumar took 3 minutes. Toastmaster Anand took 3 minutes 5 seconds. Thank you, and over to the general level.
Detailed report. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Naveen online. Naveen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
So Naveen is going to share the account report. What do you know?
Okay. For prepared speech, TM Deepa used our word for eight times, and word for 2 times, and word for 4 times. And speaker TM Paraguru used our word for 4 times and but word for 3 times. And speaker Prabhat took our word for 10 times and word for 3 times. And then Toastmaster Balakrishnan spoke word for 3 times. And Toastmaster Karthik Sivakumar spoke our word for 3 times, word for 2 times. Then table topic speakers. Toastmaster Prabhat spoke our word for 5 times, and word for 2 times, and word for 1 time. Toastmaster Sriram spoke but word for 2 times, so word for 3 times, and word for 5 times. And Toastmaster Paramaguru spoke but word for 3 times. That's it. And guest Venkatesh spoke our word for 5 times, word for 5 times. Guest Vivek spoke our word 3 times and word 4 times. Guest Kalpesh spoke our word for 3 times and word for 4 times. Then Toastmaster Abhav spoke word for 3 times and word for 4 times. Then Toastmaster Madhupriya spoke so word for 4 times and word for 5 times. Then Toastmaster Preeti spoke our word for 2 times and but word for 1 time, and word for 2 times. That's it. Over to general evaluator.
So thanks, Toastmaster Naveen, for this detailed account report. Next, I call Toastmaster Rahul to share the grammarian report.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm back with the grammarian report. So today was a resilient session. I need to use the word. Interestingly, almost everyone who kind of came onto the stage used the word of the day. It might be a record. Karthik, Toastmaster of the day, used the word of the day almost 24 times. That's the maximum I have ever seen somebody use the word of the day. Apart from that, Paramaguru used it once. Toastmaster Prabhat used it once. Balakrishnan used it twice. TTM Nikhil used it in his topics. So that was interesting, 4 times. Prabhat used the word of the day twice. Paramaguru used it once. Toastmaster Madhupriya used it once. Toastmaster Gayatri, Sriram and Arun all used the word of the day once. So that was on the word of the day report. Now coming on to the second section of the grammarian evaluation. So coming to the good usages, today there were some good phrases like tough as nails. Success is the sum of steps repeated day in, day out. Perseverance, binge watching, eloquence, ringing the bell. Soul, rest in peace. Unicorn, global meltdown. Going down like a 9 pins in 2008. Optimistic, it's not always going to be a win-win. Peace of mind. Energy boosters. Being tough with tough people makes situation worse. That was an interesting usage. The biggest fear is the fear itself. Sword for a warrior. It's interesting. Exemplary level. If you remove the weeds, the plant grows well. Simplified and hit the audience. Insightful talk. So those were the good usages today. That's a long list, but then those were the good usages. I have even longer list of bad usages, so I'll try to walk you guys through it. So hand overing, it could be handing over. Move on to the act of meeting. Move on to meeting. Losed hope, lost hope. I am deeply believed. I deeply believe in. I can't able to. I wasn't able to. I even had a similar scenario. I faced a similar scenario. On the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. This is my hobbies. These are my hobbies. Did yoga. They gave me. I had to make a commitment. I made a commitment. The course had told me this course. Sometimes I do well. Sometimes I was doing well. I was become resilient. I became resilient. I spoke with 150 people. Some issues, I will become eloquent speaker. It should have been, I will become an eloquent speaker. So that's the grammatical correction that was expected. He was asking me, he has been asking me, or he has been requesting me, stand of the India stand. He is in the railways. He was working in railways. We have multiple kind of people. We have different kind of people. They behave in a way. The Kavita ma'am should not have been there. Get started with this pathway. Actually, the speaker, about whom it was spoken was a female. Should have been get started with her pathway. The issues you undergo, the issues you faced, or the issues you went through could have been better that way. You would have been put nice PPT. You could have used a PPT. So that's my report. Over to you.
Thanks for that detailed grammarian report. No doubt you are a great grammarian. I thought you were just cricket, but a great grammarian as well. So next, now it's time for my evaluation. Of course, shorter than time. Thanks for volunteering. We are able to have the table here.
Sorry, your voice is feeble.
Oh, is it okay now?
Yeah, it is fine.
Okay, closer to the mic maybe. So what I was saying is, we had a great arrangement starting, and we have a nice round table. Of course, G and Team Modi were there, but we should have probably have all the tag role players also this side. Now another round table here would have completed the roundness, and I see a lot of empty chairs still. When can we see the chairs filled here? So you have to see more people here, and let's hope that we have more offline participation. Now we are just nearing the reaching the peak. And hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have better participation. And this poster was bit coming down a bit. It was disturbing, but thanks to Toastmaster Karthik who corrected it, fixed it, and hopefully it is done. Beginning of the session would have been better. All along, I can say it was a resilient day. Thanks for this excellent point by TM Modi. On the altogether, probably would have used 250 times, but we'll carry forward after session as well. So this I would like to hand over to Karthik.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for conducting such a wonderful evaluation session. So it's always a pleasure to be part of a big meeting which had 5 speakers and 5 evaluators. This helped me to reminisce the previous good old days of MTC. So I think MTC is back in form. And one more kudos to the XCOM team. So how effective they are, how involved they are. I can say 2 examples. One is that is the instance where Toastmaster Karthik immediately corrected after the banner had fallen, and Toastmaster Anand, while addressing the guest, he said future Toastmasters. So it's like Basha movie dialogue. It is it's like all your blood and veins, all are it's about Toastmasters. So kudos to the entire XCOM for running this club very effectively. I'm very happy to see this involvement in online as well as in offline mode. So on a final note, to develop resilience, so you need to have 2 things. One is that is have a strong why. Question yourself that what if your loved ones, all the material possessions which you have is lost? Still, there must be a reason for you to live. That is called your why. If you have that why, you will survive any tough time. There will be no more difficult times for you. It is your why will help you to carry forward in your difficult times. And then second one is that have 2 hobbies. One for your physical activity, for your physical health, and other one is for your mental activity, that it can be reading or playing board games or so and so on. So if you have these 2 habits, you will be a resilient person. With this said, I now hand over it to the presiding officer, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. You have stolen the show. Good job. Did you all enjoy the meeting? Okay. What is special about today's meeting? What is special about today's meeting? Area visit. Yes, our area director is with us from the beginning. So saying about her, Toastmaster Madhupriya Shanmugam, she is from Nagas Toastmasters Club, and she is a good orator. There are so many to say. A good dancer, painter, writer, so many. So she is a law officer by profession. When I first entered this Toastmasters Club, she was the one who visited me and gave me some inspiration. At that time, she was a president. So today, if I'm standing here, there is a reason. She's also the reason behind that. So with this, I invite our area director to say a few words about
Toastmaster Preeti?
Yes,
yes, I have sent the Google form links for the best speaker evaluator and also for the best role players. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for this wonderful introduction. I think we are running short of time. Timer, can you just show me 2 minutes red? You start. Show the red flag at 2 minutes. Yeah, so I don't want to take much time. So, good evening, not good evening, good afternoon, Toastmaster. So, thanks a lot for this wonderful opportunity, Toastmaster PT and Nagas Toastmasters Club. The reason for me standing here, it is not one of the reasons. The full reason for me standing here is Nagas Toastmasters Club, and I wish each and everyone take that place. Take that place. Come here as an AD or any division or district role. That would be the fullest form of a Toastmaster. Both improving your communication and your leadership roles. So that gives a complete picture of you being into Toastmasters. So I would like to talk about 7 C's here. So I've just categorized it into 7 C's so that I will complete my speech in a very short span of time. The first one is clarity. First of all, before coming to Toastmasters, have a clear vision. Why are you coming here? Have that clarity. What is the purpose of you coming here? Because I've seen many people who come here with so much of excitement, see the speeches, they get enrolled, but after a few months, we hardly find them good. So first of all, have a clarity, have a clear vision before coming into Toastmasters. That's very important. And second, be consistent. So that is very important. Just coming here, enrolling into Toastmasters, it doesn't mean, you can go just onto the streets and say, see, I'm a Toastmaster, you people better come and talk to me. I'm a great communicator. It will not happen. It will not happen in a single day. So you need to be consistent. And third one, commitment. This is very important. Think of VP, that single soul. He plans the entire meeting, every week on week. You won't get rest even for a week because once the meeting ends, again, you got to plan for the next week's meeting. So, you just send a message to him. No, I'm not coming today. Please find some alternative. What kind of heart attack that person will get in the mask? Because I've been into that shoes, I've been into it because I was a VP. I was once a VP. So I understand that. So once you give a commitment, think well before giving a commitment. But once you give a commitment, please make sure you fulfill it. And 2 minutes over. Okay, I'm making it fast. Okay, I'm too fast for you people to understand. So, and the fourth point is, first is clarity. Second, consistency. Third, fourth, climb the stage. So whenever you get an opportunity, climb the stage. Whether people call you or not, even if they ask, anybody is there to volunteer, you just raise your hand, come on to the stage. This is your best friend. When you wanted to improve your public speaking, your stage is the best friend. So whether how much more acquaintance you develop with the stage, that level you move on to a great public speaker. And the fifth point is, let me remind. First one is clarity, consistency, commitment, plan the stage, communicate. So once you know that you have mastered the skills of communication or leadership skills, communicate it with people. Talk to people. There's no point, after mastering the skill of communication, standing here. I know a Toastmaster, very close friend of mine. Whenever I ask him to speak, the reaction would be, so this would be the reaction, he's not from this club. So, no, I know he's a good speaker, but he never takes the initiative to come and speak. So once you master the skills of communication, communicate to people. And the sixth one is contest. See, the contest time is nearing. So I know Madras Toastmasters Club has got great speakers. Today's meeting is a proof of that. So contest. Once you taste that adrenaline rush, you will never, you won't feel like, coming out of. So you can ask great, Kavita is there, Karthik is there. I've seen them, contesting here on your PJ Karthik is there, Sriram's there, Arun's there. I've seen these people, contesting here on it because they have tasted the adrenaline rush. So this time we're planning to have the area contest. Most probably it would be in the month of October 9 or 16. I just confirm with other clubs and let you know. And most probably it would be online. I just suggested for physical, but they told to conduct it in an online mode. So we have our contest mostly on 9th or 16th. So present, please plan for the club contest before that. So please do contest. And the last one is celebrate. Celebrate your success. It's okay, even if you get an award here, this is a very big thing because Madras Toastmasters Club has got great speakers. So becoming the best speaker here, that itself is a proof that you started mastering the skill of publication. So post it in Insta, post it in Facebook. You want to be a brand ambassador of Toastmasters. So once you do that, you promote Toastmasters. People will see that your friends, your relatives, they come to you and ask, what is it all about Toastmasters? So you get a chance to influence them. So celebrate small success. That is very important. Whether you take a role play, you get recognition for that. Post in Facebook. You've got so many social mediums here. So become a brand ambassador of Toastmasters and celebrate your success. So these are the 7 C's which I actually wanted to share with you all. I think I'm running out of time, so I'm wrapping up the speech too fast. Sorry if you people are not able to follow it, but please do follow these 7 C's and you will really become a great speaker, a great leader, and a human being. And apart from that, building your communication and leadership, Toastmasters is a big gift for us because we get to know each other. We get a good connection of people who are, full of positivity. So that's very important. You get so many encouragement, appreciation. So that is very important. We saw so many motivative speeches that gives you so much of motivation. Even in time of COVID, that internal perennial effect of COVID, we were able to connect. That is the basic sense of, humanity. Like it gives you so much of energy. So once you come here, this energy I'll carry it for the entire week. I think this is very common to everybody. So this entire week, this energy will be with me. So dear Toastmasters, please spread the word of Toastmasters to your friends, relatives, follow these 7 C's. Let's celebrate this. This is all about not, building your leadership or building your communication. It's about celebration. So once again, thanks for this opportunity and over to the president.
So let's get the feedback from the guest. Guest Vivek, can you please?
Okay. So today's meeting was really good, and I learned a new word called resilience. I came here for the first time. I came here like a word like resilience, and I came to know more about the Indians in the stock market, like what sir told. And I think that can I say it like this? If India fails, Asia will be dies. That's the thing. I learned from my professor from my college, and today's meeting was really good. And I think I'll be a member of Toastmasters by next week. And
Thank you, future Toastmaster. Can we have?
Thank you all for the opportunity this time. This is my second time here. This is my second week here. So as Anand said, probably he used our example to say we are future Toastmasters. Maybe that's what triggered him to say that. So thank you. I think today, compared to last week, I felt the variety was much different, right? I think there was a lot of different, even people who gave feedback, there were a lot of variety in the feedbacks that was given. So I like the overall session today. Thank you all.
So let us go with awards. Gayatri, are the awards ready?
Yes, I'll share my screen.
Icebreaker. Congratulations, Deepa, on breaking right. Toastmaster Paramaguru. Best speaker, Toastmaster Karthik. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Karthik. Best evaluator. Gayatri, next slide.
Yes.
Toastmaster Kavita. Best role player, Toastmaster Karthik. Best tag role player,
Yeah.
He's very resilient.
The meeting rating is Gayatri.
The meeting rating is
Sorry,
4.75.
first timer.
We have the first timers. Yeah.
One more special congratulations to Toastmaster Nikhil. He participated in division contest yesterday and got the best tag role player. So congratulations to Toastmaster Prabha.
It's not done.
Topics. First timer accounter Naveen. Kudos Naveen.
Thank you.
Meeting rating Gayatri.
4.75.
Okay. Kalpesh is not here. No. So today I have two announcements for you. As Toastmaster Madhupriya said, area contest will be on October 9 or 16. So we are planning to have a contest on last week of September, September 25th or October 1st week based on the area contest schedule. So please do participate, and we'll have educational session on how to participate in humorous and evaluation. You'll get to know that more. And one more announcement is our renewal time is nearing. I would like you all to renew. Toastmaster Anand, your job has started now. So you can get in touch with Toastmaster Anand. New members, please get in touch with Toastmaster Anand to know your renewal fee. Yeah, that's all. I hope you all enjoyed the meeting, and we'll have group photo. Oh, Karthik Shivakumar. So he got an award from District Excellence in Leadership. Can you please assemble for a group photo? Gayatri, can you please take a snapshot from that? I think referring to what? Gayatri.
I think, yeah, okay. See, it's not fully covered. Yeah, now it's spread. Done.
Bye.